What's up, America? Welcome to my crib. Let's go check it out. So coming through my massive front door, which is a 9-foot by 7-foot all glass pivot door that I had imported from Mexico, it leads directly into my living room, my kitchen, and my dining room, which are all connected, I guess making it an open concept, and it really does feel open, probably especially because of the super tall ceilings in the living room. I have 20-foot ceilings, and then over in the kitchen and dining, I have 10-foot ceilings, as well as throughout the rest of the house. And you kind of do pay a premium cost on getting the 10-foot ceilings by buying extra material, longer studs, and also paying extra in labor because the studs are a little bit heavier, take a little bit longer time to install. But once you do install tall ceilings, it really takes that house to the next level. So I'm really feeling the openness and the grandness throughout the house with the tall ceilings. But this is a house I built in the North Houston area. It's located in a private, secluded, gated neighborhood of about 35 or 40 homes, and this property is 1 acre in size, and the house itself is 3,700 square feet. It has 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms technically, and then there's a playroom located right here off my living room that my kids are going to be able to play in while me and my wife hang out here in the living room and just go right in, right out without having to go all the way to another side of the house. And then also upstairs is my personal massive office, and I've really been enjoying that. So my house definitely has a contemporary style, especially on the exterior of the house, but whenever you walk through my doors, you'll realize there's more of a combination of both contemporary and Scandinavian. And I think the Scandinavian part starts with all the curves and archways that I built into all the walls and the ceilings and some recessed shelves here in the house. So if you look behind me, there's a curve on that interior window where you can see the stairs. And then on either side of me, there are some curved archways that lead into some hallways of other parts of the house. And then also right here, you'll see some curves on these bar stools for the island. And all that, as well as the color palette or color selections we made for the finishes and furnishings in this house, like the color of this couch, are all just very neutral colors. So they're all grays, whites, off-whites, tans, taupes, and they all flow very seamlessly, giving the entire house a Scandinavian vibe. Right behind this door is my powder bathroom, which is conveniently located right off the living room. If you don't know what a powder bathroom, essentially it's just a half bathroom that's easily accessible to use a bathroom, wash your hands, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's just a half bathroom. You'll notice I have 9-foot doors, and it seems like the taller things are in your house, the more luxury it feels. So 9-foot doors are relatively tall. You'll also notice flush baseboards down here at the bottom, which is another custom detail. I tried to really pay attention to detail on every single feature of this house. So let's take a look at the powder bathroom. You will notice there are automatic lights. When you open the door, walk in, the lights automatically turn on. You don't have to reach around there and turn on a light switch, as well as it is a upgraded toilet, has heated seats, a bidet, and the seat on it automatically opens and closes as well as auto flush. So here it is. It's a relatively small space, but I try to make it as cool as possible because most of the guests we have, not that we have too many guests, will be using this bathroom if they're here for a short period of time. So whenever you come in, I have a cloud vanity fully encapsulated in a different quartz material. We have a really cool mirror, as well as there are 20-foot ceilings in here as well, with a slat wall floor to ceiling behind the toilet. And the cool thing about building your own house, you can really make these modifications whenever you want, however you want. Originally, this bathroom just had 10-foot ceilings, but I made the modification to take it to 20-foot ceilings just so I guess I can be different. So my kitchen is located directly behind my living room, and as I'm standing right here at my kitchen sink, I'm maybe 30 feet away from my 90-inch living room TV, which is great for anyone doing any kind of work in this area. But I have to admit, I don't spend any kind of time whatsoever in this vicinity of the house. This is definitely my wife's area of the house. She's the one chefing it up, and I'm just the one eating it up, I guess. But in my opinion, my kitchen came out on point, starting with the island. This is a 12-foot long island, definitely an oversized island that currently seats 5 people, probably could seat 6, but currently seats 5 people, and it is fully wrapped in this quartz material on the front, the right and left, and the top. And the color selection here, as well as the cabinetry, is to be a gray tone that flows directly into the polished concrete floors, which I think came out great. It's a little difficult whenever you're making a selection off of a small sample, but now that it's finished, it definitely goes great with the polished concrete floors. There's also 2 of these pop-up outlets, one here, one over on the other corner of the countertop, which are obviously functional. They have USB, USB-C ports, and also regular outlets. In my opinion, they look a lot better than just slapping an outlet on the side of the quartz material. And on the back wall, I decided to focus more on appeal and less on the functionality part of it. So there is a bunch of quartz here, several $1,000s of quartz, and they go all the way from the countertop all the way to the ceiling. And it also does a cloud wrap around this exhaust vent that sucks out all the fumes from the from the cooktop whenever you're cooking here. And then the cabinetry selection here, as well as in all of the rest of the house, is a European style cabinet, which essentially just means it's frameless or flat and has a very contemporary look. As for this wall of my kitchen, it is floor to ceiling cabinetry, which has 1, 2, 3 cabinets with a bunch of storage, as well as it has my panel ready refrigerator. So here's my refrigerator, freezer is down below. Panel ready meaning you can simply put a cabinet panel on the top of it. And if you don't know anything about panel ready appliances, they are like 3 times the cost of regular appliances. I guess because they look great. Most people wouldn't even know that was my fridge. Here may look like a cabinet, but in fact it is a panel ready dishwasher. So definitely made a huge upgrade on the panel ready appliances here in the house. The best thing about my dining area is just the overall location it has here in the house. On the interior, it's part of the open concept between my living room, my kitchen, and of course the dining area, making it very accessible, easy to enter and exit whenever you need to. And since it falls directly in the center of my house, it has the best views of my backyard and more specifically of my pool. So I designed to put 5 windows on these 2 exterior walls, giving it full panoramic views of the pool. And also it has a really cool table chair setup and a really neat stone looking light. So I like to refer to this side of my house as the guest wing side of my house because it has the guest suite and my 2 kids' rooms. And they're all connected on this really long hallway, which has a couple special features. One being these archways, and there's probably about 8 of them going all the way down the hallway. And during the design phase, and also when I started framing this actual house, my wife was scrolling on Instagram and she said, "Hey, can you do these?" And I said, "Of course." So I built these archways, which are honestly, I've never seen them before in any other house that I've ever been in. So I think they're really unique, but they're definitely not my favorite part of this hallway. My favorite part are these photos because me and my wife started capturing these photos whenever we got engaged, got married, and started our family, which is a young but growing family. And they're just memories that we're gonna have forever. These are very nice photo frames, and I love the photos. So the first stop off the hallway is my guest suite, which came out great, fully furnished. And in my short but previous experience as a homeowner, I've never had the opportunity to have like a dedicated room specifically for my guest. But whenever I designed and built this house, I designed it so it was a true guest suite, at least for now until I fill it with a kid. And I feel it's my responsibility as a homeowner to be very hospitable to my guest, and I take pride in that. So got this room fully furnished, bought a brand new mattress for it. It's comfortable at that, didn't buy a cheap one, bought a good one. And I like to be very hospitable, so it's super comfortable. Got its own TV, got its own closet, its own storage, got its own ensuite bathroom, and I think my wife was in charge of filling the vanity full of, the things you need. What are those called? Commodities, or Advil, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, in the instance a guest makes a mistake and leaves that back at home. So at the end of the hall, it dead ends into my two kids' rooms. On the right, we have my baby girl's room. She's 18 months old, so a year and a half. Her name is Luca Rose Robinson. Love her to death. And her room definitely has a girl vibe. And then in the middle, we have their shared bathroom, like a Jack and Jill style bathroom. They will both use this bathroom. And then on the other side of the hallway, we have my future boy's room. He'll be here in about a month, month and a half. And his room has some brown in it and more of a masculine or boy vibe to it. So while this staircase is definitely not my favorite part of the finished house, I do believe it was my favorite part of the actual build process itself. If you're new here, you may not be aware, I made it 4.5 months into the 5-month project without having any kind of staircase or temporary staircase here for my subcontractors to use to access the top second story to finish the actual build. Instead, whenever we got the frame of the house built, I had the framer build a ladder out of 2x4s, and that ladder is what all my subcontractors used to carry their tools, the material, paint buckets, cabinets, drywall, everything else to finish the second story section of this house. And that's not very good on me as a builder, but it happened because I was trying to go for the more modern, steel framed, fully floating staircase in this area. Obviously, I was not able to accomplish that. And once I hit that bump in the road, with 2 weeks left on the build, I realized I had to design this staircase right here in my brain, as well as make it happen in about 2 weeks. And that process was challenging, but whenever it was finished, I think it turned out to be truly one of a kind. I don't know anyone else that has this specific staircase. It has several really cool features, starting with just a normal closet down here on the bottom, which is of course great for storage, but it also has floating treads. I was able to incorporate some floating treads, has a steel black hand railing, and then something that is also really cool that I'm glad we did are these LED lights that are embedded into the drywall. It was my first time messing with LED lights on this home build, and particularly right here where they're embedded into the drywall, had to work with some new material, but I learned how to use it. I'll definitely be incorporating those into some future projects. Another cool feature of this stairwell is just this curved interior glass window that continues the open concept feeling from the living room, kitchen, dining room into the staircase. And this staircase leads to my upstairs office. I can't remember the exact dimensions of my office, but it appears to be like 20 by 25, which is like 400 square feet or something like that. So it's a really big office, especially for a home office. And as you can see, it's really just a blank slate. I just have a couch in here, my office desk, and I do spend a lot of time in this office, but I left it a blank slate. I even put carpet on the floors because I thought it would be temporary, and I thought at some point, like by the end of the year or maybe beginning of next, I would do some kind of full office build out and maybe even record the process. I even thought about putting a cool mural, like spray paint, graffiti, or paint mural on like 2 or 3 of the walls, maybe even the ceiling, and decking this office out completely. So if that's something y'all want to see, then let me know down in the comment section, especially if y'all have any creative ideas, because y'all see what I'm working with right here. And so here's where the magic happens. So when I step into my master suite, I just get this feeling of luxury, and I think it's because the color tones that were selected on every single detail in this room, everything from the rug to the bed to the comforter to the pillows to the side tables, the decorations, the lamps, the walls, the ceilings, the curtains, all those neutral tones of off-white, tan, and taupe just flow so well together, and it gives this room a very luxurious feeling. But my favorite 2 things, maybe my favorite 3 things about this room are the size. It makes my king size bed look very small. So very big room, makes the room feel very grand. Also this drop ceiling is something I built during the framing stage of this build. I had the framer build that drop ceiling, and then I had the electrician install LED tape lights right along that edge, and those lights just illuminate the ceiling, giving the room a really cool effect. And then my last and favorite part about this room are the automatic curtains, which you can either start by the phone or with this handy dandy remote. Very convenient to use whenever you don't want to get up out of bed at night to close the curtains. So right off my master bedroom is my master bathroom, and it's a little bit on the smaller side. I don't really care to have a big bathroom. I'd rather use that space elsewhere in the house, but it has a really efficient layout. So in this corner is my shower, which is enclosed in glass. No water gets outside, and it's kind of small, which is my choice because I like that steam to build up inside the shower. If you have too big of a shower, then that steam never gets a chance to build up and it never really gets hot. And me and my wife like hot showers. In this corner, I did some really cool recessed shelves that my wife actually found the idea off of a Instagram photo or Pinterest or something like that. First time building those. Those turned out really neat just for decoration and whatnot. Here's a really big tub. And then you'll notice for the vanities here in this house, I did not just install cabinets and set a piece of quartz on top. Instead, I did a waterfall drop that comes down 4 to 6 inches. I don't know how far that is, but it just kind of takes the vanities to the next step. Also on all the walls and the ceilings here in this master bathroom is that Cadillac plaster, which takes this bathroom to the next level, just kind of giving it a spa-like feeling, especially with the rolled up towels. Really like that effort from my wife. And extended off of my master bathroom is my master closet, which is nothing fancy by any means. Not even any fancy clothes. Just my infamous Timberlands that I use during the construction of my houses for my construction boots. But I do have one special thing here in my master closet, which is going to be this floor-to-ceiling mirror. Just kidding. It is actually what lies behind this floor-to-ceiling mirror, which let's enter. Just kidding. We will not be entering that today. I'll be saving that for a future video. So the area where me and my wife's cars are currently parked is called a porte-cochere, which is really just a fancy word that means covered parking, at least I believe. And we included that in the building plans because I can't stand garages. I can't stand them for so many reasons. You involuntarily use it for storage, it gets super cluttered, then it's hard to park inside of, and there's just not much space in there to begin with. Also, it gets super hot. Also, you have to deal with a garage door. You gotta wait on it to open, wait on it to close, and then the more you use the garage door, the more it breaks, the more money it costs you. So all around, I'm just not a fan of garages. So we included the porte-cochere into the building plans for both functionality and also for appeal. You know, if you look at it from here, which looks better? The porte-cochere with the lights, with the two badass vehicles in it, or the plain Jane garage door? Obviously, it's a little less secure, but if you got insurance and you lock your vehicle, you got a security system, and you stay strapped, probably won't be an issue. So porte-cochere, you get a breeze, it looks better, and it's a cool design feature of the front exterior of our house. Something else that's pretty cool is just my driveway. You know, it's just a concrete driveway, but as far as functionality, it gets to like probably 40 feet wide at some point, so we never have to back down our driveway, which is like 70 feet, 80 feet long. Instead, we always have the opportunity to back up and pull straight down our driveway. Now for the fun part of the home, which is my outdoor covered patio. Right off my living room, there's a 16-foot sliding glass door that leads right here to this area. And my covered patio, this is probably 20 foot worth of overhang. So very, very protected from weather. I know one thing that I wanted to make sure of was making sure this area doesn't get wet, because whenever you buy furniture, like this furniture we have here, which is really nice, first you don't want it to get wet, because if the cushions get wet, you're not going to sit on them, and they're going to take 2, 3, 4 days to dry out. Therefore, you're never really even going to use it. But also, if it gets wet, it gets ruined. And that goes for everything we put back here. So I have 20 foot of overhang. Hurricane Beryl came through about a month ago, and like nothing back here even got wet, just like a foot of the rug. And this rug never gets wet even during rain. So very happy with the big, large overhang and protection we have here. We have a outdoor kitchen with a grill and a sink area. Probably need to install an outdoor fridge there at some point, because that's the only thing I feel like I'm missing back here. Didn't do it in the beginning because I just thought that I wouldn't use it, but now I'm making a lot of treks in there to the indoor refrigerator. So I'm probably going to install that at some point. Also, I got a TV out here. Then here's the seating area. We got a really nice couch. Probably 3 or 4 people could sit here. And then 2 really cool chairs that spin 360 degrees. So you can turn around and watch TV if you want, or you can angle it at the pool, watch the pool, or just face forward and talk. Then behind me, we have a dining area with a really nice table where if we are eating dinner as a family, we could sit there outdoors whenever the weather gets a little nicer, or just having a get together and whatnot. So then obviously behind me, the masterpiece, my very first pool build, and extreme accomplishment. I'm super proud of it, because I can tell you this, just as I was a little intimidated with my first home build, you could say, I was very, very intimidated to try to take on building my first pool. And in retrospect, now that everything is finished, I can confidently, very confidently say building this pool, even it being my first time, was 20 times easier than building this custom home. So building the house was 20 times harder than building my pool. So in retrospect, it all went like seamlessly, went very easy. I started the pool build about halfway through the home build, and it ended up taking me 75 days to finish. And there were several delays that happened in terms of weather-related rain and whatnot. Just kept it too wet to work. But I do know this, in the future, I will not be surprised at all if I have no weather delays. You could easily, or I could easily build a pool in 30 days, 35 days maybe. It's very simple. It's not too much to it. You dig the hole, do the rebar, shoot the gunite, do the pool tile, coping, plumbing, electrical, install equipment, fill it up, that's it. It's very simple, I guess is what I'm getting at. So if you're thinking about building your pool, whether it's just for a backyard project on your existing home, or you want to build your own house and build your own pool, I highly encourage you to do so. Don't feel so intimidated, because trust me, from experience, firsthand, building that house was 20 times harder than building my first pool. And the pool came out absolutely incredible. All the color choices on the tile, the coping, the plaster, just looks perfect, goes great with the house. And me and my family love it so much that we literally have probably swam every single day we've been home. And most days we swim twice a day. So I love the pool. Obviously, a badass feature there, the flame bowls. Those are actually plumbed into the natural gas supply of the house. So I can literally just click a button and they turn on and off. And the one thing I did for the pool equipment, I spent I spent a total about 15 grand on the pool equipment, and maybe an extra $5,000 or $6,000 of that was to automate the system. So I'm definitely happy, because I can just click a button just like this, and they should turn right off. And then if I click it on, they will turn right on again. So I definitely like the automation and being able to control everything from my phone. Also, another thing that I'm probably not going to get too much into in this video is I kind of have my home already set up as a smart home. So right here we are on the back patio, and I can simply turn off my back porch lights with a click of a button. Off, up, on. Turn this one off, on. And I really like automation. You know, everyone in my generation being younger, we all use the phone. So I'm going to connect everything in this house possible to my phone. I already have the stereo system connected to my phone, several lights, almost all the lights, the pull system, the cameras. We have 360-degree camera view on the exterior of the house, security system. And I would like to make this home a fully automated smart home. I already have several of the light systems on timers, So 30 minutes before sunset, my lights come on, my exterior lights that illuminate my house and make it look really good in the evening. And then probably about 11 o'clock at night, they automatically turn off. The pool lights are automated. They turn off a little later into the night. Yeah, overall, this is just, can't wait to hang out here so much more with my family and my new boy that is coming soon. All right, I know I've referred to this project the entire time as my dream home build, but in the first 8 months of 2024, I've made a pretty big come up, and it's made me realize one thing, and that's that I need to dream bigger. So hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for my future videos, because obviously I got really big things coming. And also I want to challenge you. If you're someone who wants to get into home building or being an owner builder, and you have the financial resources and the capability to do it, then click the links in the top of my description and get started today, because I promise building your own houses will change your life. It has changed mine in the past 12 months in ways that I can't even explain. So take that risk, don't be scared, and let's do it.